So for whatever reason, we have a pandemic nowadays of guys who, number one, are either not going to the gym or making progress and getting jacked because they think they're too busy, they think they're not capable of results, or they just don't know what to do. Or even worse, they are going to the gym and they're trying to diet and they're trying to count their calories and they're trying to watch their protein, but they're getting frustrated because they're not seeing the results they want. And so, more than anything, I'm making this video to put an end to that. Number one, to overcome any limiting beliefs that you might have about making progress and finally building your dream physique. And number two, to give you perfect clarity on exactly what you need to do and show you it really doesn't take that much time and it really doesn't take that much effort once you have the right systems in place to get jacked. I want to show you guys my two-step system for building your dream physique without living in the gym, without living in the kitchen. It only takes 4 hours a week to get the results you're looking for, right? Whether you're skinny, maybe you're skinny fat, maybe you're just plain fat, or maybe you're pudgy and you want a more lean, chiseled physique. I want to show you my system that I've used to not only transform myself, but also transform hundreds of my clients. It really is as simple as 2 steps, and it really is as simple as just installing it into your schedule and being able to see the results. So before we get into the meat and potatoes, I want to go over my story, where I started versus where I'm at now. In high school, I was super insecure. I did not like the way I looked. Funny enough, I actually would wear hoodies everywhere I went because I was so scared of what people would think of the way I looked. So I figured I can't live with this insecurity anymore. I went all in on the gym, and in 8 months, I was able to get jacked using the framework that I'm going to show you. After I got jacked, I actually remember being in my high school speech class and giving a speech to my class and to my teacher about how I wanted to become a personal trainer and to help other people experience the exact same transformation I had undergone mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever it may be, right? So I became a personal trainer. I was very successful in person. I was doing 6 figures in person, but I was dedicating all my time to my business. I was dedicating all my time to content creation. I was dedicating all my time to my work. And I noticed I started losing gains because I didn't have time for the 2-hour gym sessions. I didn't have time to sit down and weigh out and spend all this time meal prepping. So I started losing gains and it frustrated me. So I had to develop a system that would allow me to not only crush it in my business life, but also crush it in the gym and continue making gains. So that leads me to the present. I was able to get jacked again using this approach. I was able to quit my 9 to 5, my in-person training job, because of the business I had built online and the leverage I had accumulated. And I've been able to travel the world. So that's really my story in a nutshell. I have some other videos where I go more in depth on it, but more than anything, the gym allowed me to transform my entire life. And I've been not jacked and I've been jacked, and I choose jacked every time just because the momentum I was able to build across all aspects of my life. So, saying all that to say this system will work. Here's just a few examples of my clients. Some of these are more recent, some of these are older, but this framework does work and it will give you the exact process you need to completely transform your physique no matter where you're at. I've had a lot of these clients who, might have been a little bit heavier here on the left, and they were able to get lean and put on significant amounts of muscle. Or maybe you're skinny and you're wanting to bulk up. This framework will also work for you. Or maybe you're skinny fat and you just need to recomp and you need to add muscle mass and drop body fat. The point is, this system will work. And no, you don't have to be a gym bro. No, you don't have to be some sort of guy that can dedicate 6 hours a day to his fitness. A lot of the guys I work with now are high-level professionals. Take Suwei, for example. He's a $50K a month agency owner. His dedication in his business, fitness hasn't always been a priority for him, but installing the system into his schedule has made it a lot easier and allow him to reach his fitness goals. Take Jose. He's doing about 100K a month in his hardscape business. He was able to lose 8 pounds in a week while still selling a $93,000 job. Take Reese, very high-level crypto guy. He also works with a content agency, and he's a dad, and he's been able to lose about 7 pounds so far in this program. Take Austin. He's a crypto lawyer. He'll get pinged at 2 a.m. sometimes. He's busy a lot, but he still is able to be held accountable and make progress with his fitness goals. Or Nate, who's a 20K a month door-to-door sales rep, who was able to actually lose 10 pounds while living in Fiji and still hiring 10 guys. So this system is built out for busy schedules, and it's built for anyone to take it and install it in their life and get jacked and finally make the gains they're looking for. Quickly, before we get into it, I want to explain and kind of speak to some of the frustrations that I see a lot of the guys I work with express, or the guys that I don't work with, you know, the guys that I talk to on YouTube or Instagram. And I want to make it very clear that getting in shape and finally making the progress that you want in the gym and getting the physique you want does not take 2-hour gym sessions. It doesn't take crazy restrictive diets. It doesn't take whatever you saw on Joe Rogan or whatever he's talking about now, or whatever the trendy diet that you're seeing on Instagram is. It doesn't take keto, it doesn't take carnivore, it doesn't take any of that, right? And it doesn't mean you need to always switch up your workout routine. You don't need to go on Instagram and find the newest influencer and see what he's preaching and do his workout routine, going to the gym, not knowing what to do. And then you're scrolling on your phone, you're trying to find a workout because this person said this and the other person said that. And then you get frustrated and your brain's fried because you just consumed a ton of information in 5 minutes and you get frustrated at the gym and you end up leaving, right? You really, at the end of the day, you don't need more information. You just need the right plan in place. So I know it can be overwhelming with the day-to-day life, trying to deal with everything, you know, work on your business, tend to your family, whatever it may be. And then it gets even more frustrating when you dedicate this time and you say you want to make progress in the gym, but you're not quite sure what to do and you're not quite sure how to make progress, and you get this information overload. So you don't need more information. You don't need any of this stuff. You just need to install exactly what I'm about to show you. I want to show you what 99% of people do in this situation, right? And really what it is they have a physique they're unhappy with, and they spend all this time going from A to B just to end up in the exact same spot and wasting a bunch of time. So, you know, the usual fitness journey starts out with someone who's unhappy about their physique. You know, maybe they're skinny fat, maybe they're fat, maybe they're pudgy like we said before. And they start off, you know, they get advertised supplements on TikTok Shop or Instagram or by an influencer. So they start taking that and they get a bunch of dopamine because they think they're really doing good for their health and they think they're finally making progress for their fitness. Now they try some crazy diet. They try and cut out all carbs. You know, they try and go completely carnivore. Then they find a workout routine on Instagram, or they get a kettlebell and they start swinging that around and they feel good because they're, you know, they're moving their body and they're burning calories. And then they start doing random workouts that they'd see at the gym, that they see other people preaching. And then maybe they get into some weird red light, sauna, cold plunge therapy, whatever it may be. All that just to get burned out because they're not making the progress that they wanted or that they originally thought they would get. So they do all these trendy workouts, they waste a bunch of time, and they end up in the exact same position with no progress, and they're frustrated, okay? And really what I want to show you in this video is the only 2 steps that you need to get jacked and go from where you're at to where you want to be with no wasted time, no wasted money, and no wasted resources. It's focused on longevity. I made it as simple as possible to where these guys who are performing at high levels can just take it, digest the information, and apply it directly into their lives. At the end of the day, this system works and anybody can use it in their life. So here's my exact 2-step gains funnel as I've appropriately named it, really exposed, and it's the process I've used to not only make great gains in my life, despite my professional life being crazy, at times getting married, you know, quitting my job, working online, and the same funnel that I've been able to install and get results from guys who have always believed they've been too busy to make time for the gym. So there's really only 2 rules when it comes to this funnel. And rule number 1 is progression, and rule number 2 is high levels of accountability. That's all you need for the rest of time to make progress, and I want you guys to burn that into your minds. Okay, now, what do I mean by progression? When I talk about progression, you need progression in your eating and you need progression in your lifting. And yes, I mean lifting, not some CrossFit workout, not some at-home workout, not some calisthenics workout. You need to be lifting weights if you want to see changes in your body composition, which is ultimately what everyone's after. They want to be leaner, they want to look better, and they want to perform better and look stronger and get stronger. Okay, so when it comes to eating, very simple rules, okay? If you're heavily overweight or you're pudgy, you need to take your body weight times 12 and eat that in calories every single day, okay? If you're skinny fat or you're just plain skinny, you need to take your body weight times 15 and eat that in calories every single day. Now, with that as well, you need to be eating 200 grams of protein every single day, okay? And the best way to track this is on apps like Chronometer, or something like MyFitnessPal, something that you're able to easily log your food, scan barcodes, and see how much food you're eating. The other rules of this is you need to stop drinking and you need to stop eating out. And there can be absolutely no junk food, okay? That's the simplest rules you can apply right now that'll probably lose you 10 to 15 pounds in the next week. If that's still too much to comprehend, you can think about it like this. You can have breakfast 3 hours after you wake up. Then you eat 2 palm-sized servings of protein with every single meal, 2 handful servings of carbs, and then hydrate and fast between your lunch. 3 hours after you have breakfast, Then you'll have the same serving of protein, you have the same serving of carbs, and then you'll fast until dinner for 3 hours. Same serving of protein. You're gonna have a little bit less carbs, maybe a little bit more fat, and then 2 hours before bed, you'll have your dessert, which is just a Greek yogurt bowl. This is the simplest way to think about it if you don't want to track calories. But other than that, tracking your calories is going to be the most precise approach. It's going to net you the best results possible. So you're probably going to hit a plateau. Your weight's going to stop going down, or it's going to stop going up. Cool. Analyze that and see where your weight sits for a week. And then after a week, if you're skinny fat, you want to add no calories because you want to recomp. You still want to continue to drop body fat while building muscle. If you're skinny, add 100 calories, maybe 200, right? Add a little bit more calories so you can build a little bit more size. Or if you're overweight or wanting to lose weight, drop your calories by 200. But it's important you understand what kind of body type you are. My second rule of thumb is lifting. You need to spend 20 minutes lifting for strength and then the rest of the 40 minutes getting a pump, okay? So it should only take you 1 hour total to get jacked. This is exactly what I use to transform my physique. Okay, now what do I mean by strength? You're going to train your compound movements. It can be barbells, it cannot be barbells, maybe it's dumbbells. It just has to be something that you're going to train in the 1 to 6 rep range, and you're going to focus on adding weight to that every single week while you're dropping your reps. And then you just want to do that for a very long time. When you go get a pump, think of your accessory movements, your cables, your dumbbells, your machines. You want to train that in the 8 to 15 rep range. Get a pump until failure, and then just do that for an extremely long time. And what I mean by an extremely long time is just focus on this and add weight week over week for 5 years. And if you're not jacked by then, you're doing something wrong. But I promise if you're following this, you're not doing anything wrong, okay? If you still need clarity on exactly what this looks like, here's something ripped straight from my program. Start off with your strength movement. So it'd be something like a barbell bench press. Maybe it's a dumbbell incline press. Train that in the 1 to 6 rep range. For here, we're doing 5 by 5. Okay. And then for the rest of the workout, this should take 20 minutes. For the rest of the workout, you're going to spend doing supersets where you're training accessory movements, high rep to failure. And then for all of these, you're just going to go week over week. So here's an example of a push workout if you're doing a push-pull leg split. And then here's an example of a leg workout. Okay. Starting off with the squats, that's our strength movement, and then moving into the accessory movements for higher reps. Block out any of the noise you hear online. This is literally all you need to make progress for the rest of your life. You need to be eating appropriately given your body type and where you're at and what your goals are. And you need to be lifting an hour at least 4 times a week following this framework that I've just provided. Doesn't matter what your split is, doesn't matter what movements you're doing, just follow that framework and follow that nutrition advice and you will make all the progress that you want. And the even cooler thing is, it should not take you more than an hour in a gym, and you can find whole clean foods that still are time friendly. Think of Greek yogurt, think of meal prepping steak, think of having somebody else cook food for you and paying them if you're truly that busy. But that is the simplest framework that you can follow to still make the gains you want with the schedule you're adhering to. Now, number 2, and this is the biggest reason people fail. It just boils down to accountability, right? Are you doing the things you say you want to do? Because if you are, then you're going to accomplish what you want to accomplish. If you're not doing the things required of you, then you're not going to get out of it what you said you wanted originally, okay? I have what I like to call my gains equation, where all it takes to get jacked is just consistency times time. So if you're consistent, and more importantly, if you're adherent to the right plan in place, you will always make gains, right? And the best way to hold yourself accountable is sharing your goals online. Post it on your story. Say, this is what I'm going to do, right? Tell your spouse, have them hold you accountable to your goals so you have that mirror held up to you every single day. Tell your friends. You want to burn your bridges. You want to be so obsessed with this goal that you tell everyone and they know you're working towards it and they can help hold you accountable to it. Because if you tell somebody you're going to do something, when they see you, they're going to ask you about it. And if you have to tell them, oh, you fell off, you're going to feel like a dork. And you don't want to feel that way. So you'll probably stick with your goals, right? More than anything, getting jacked is impressive, and why it communicates discipline is because it's just an ordinary thing you do. Lifting weights, like literally just picking up weights and putting them down and tracking calories and eating protein, it's pretty ordinary, but you just do it for an extraordinary amount of time. That's an Alex Hormozi quote. So accountability attracts success. In my program, the best way we found this is what I like to call done for you fitness. Okay, person-to-person accountability is literally the highest needle mover. So not only do my clients have to be accountable to me, but I've also hired an accountability coach who checks in with each of my clients every single night, and they have to send him back their macros. And guess what? The ones who send every single night are the ones that always win. And it's just that constant reminder. My chat also updates with guys who complete their workouts for the day so we can see who's actually doing the things they say they want to do and who's working out, as well as we track who is adhering to the program and who is not. and then follow up with them like a madman if they're not following the program, because we know accountability is what's going to move the needle. Now, whether you're in my program or not, it remains true that accountability is literally the best way to make progress. Setting goals and holding yourself, and more importantly, having someone else hold you accountable to them, is the best way to progress towards your goals. That's really as simple as my Get Jacked funnel. There's nothing more you need in terms of fitness, in terms of a system to make progress than this. You just need progression and accountability, and you need to make sure that it fits into your schedule. And this is how you win. Of course, I'm going to post my client wins here because we literally solve fitness. We applied these principles into every single one of my clients' lives. This is how I can guarantee you make progress in the gym. Again, getting jacked, finally making progress, should not be determined by your schedule. It should not be determined by your genetics, by your belief in yourself. It should just be determined by having the right plan in place, staying accountable to it, and doing the inputs you need to do every single day. That's all you need to know. That's literally the only blueprint you need to make progress and get jacked in 2025. So yeah, that's it.